You are watching the #1 podcast in the whole entire interesting community. And I'm your host, Juanzo.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leek.
Together we are
Raw Break.
Hey, welcome, family, to another Friday. It's time to talk about Smackdown. Review the show after SummerSlam. And we're actually looking forward to it. There were a lot of big news coming up. Supposedly Brock Lesnar was going to be back also on SmackDown. He was not back. Yeah, quotation, he was not back. But Becky Lynch addressing the WWE Universe. Why she did what she did to Bianca Belair. But, other than that, Jean-Paul, a pretty lackluster show. Pretty boring, it seems like WWE is getting into that pilot mode that whatever we want. Works, doesn't work, I will just put it on.
Yeah, I really like the opening of the show. Becky Lynch, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I thought the crowd was really hot, really into everything Becky Lynch was feeding them. And then after that, downhill with everything we saw from that segment, and the following segment's really bad. I did like, some of the stuff with Roman Reigns and, the dissension. Hey, Heyman, are you with Brock? Are you with me? What's going on? All that stuff. But then with what we saw in the main event, too, it's another head scratcher. And, it was a shame SmackDown, we always said, was the better of the two main roster shows, but this week, not very good.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you so very much, though. That's the greatest thing about everything that we do is you. We do it for you. You are the fuel that keeps us doing everything. So please keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you for all the viewership that you guys give us. So please keep doing so. Give the video a like. Also, hit the bell for notifications. Don't forget to support Jean-Paul in this NXT UK review. Finally, we got to see the winner between these two because Joe Coffey and Rampage Brown went for the final undisputed finale. We can call it that. A great match. Joe Coffey sold the hand injury, but in the end, Paul Rampage Brown gets the win, and also Eva Valkyrie gets a win over Jeannie. A pretty aggressive, violent match.
Yeah, and I knew you really enjoyed the opening match.
I did.
Like you said, it was hard hitting. They used the toys that you enjoy, and the right winner, Eva Valkyrie, and the right winner here in the main event. They even teased it, but rope break. Hey, we said it first. I'm gonna stand my ground on that.
Always.
Where we said the winner of this is clearly gonna be #1 contender. They said in commentary, so maybe Rampage Brown versus the new champion Ilya Dragunov. We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly. And Paul, what do you think? Meltzer gave the match with Ilya Dragunov and Walter 2.5 stars. He said that it was better than the one that we saw first, the #1. I disagree with that. The first one was better.
To me, the first one was better, unless you are just you're all about a moment. Then the second one's better because it was a moment. Ilya beat him. somebody slayed the giant. But if it's just what's the better overall match? Yeah, from bell to bell. It's the first match was, I think, that's why, that match, I wish you could have in front of, 100,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody would be into it. It was such a good match, but, and I don't really care for Meltzer's stars.
Exactly. It's just, it's just whatever, but, I just figure I will mention that since we're talking about NXT UK. But for this SmackDown, we had a different commentary team because Pat McAfee, like Paul mentioned to me, he has COVID, so he's been, sidelined for a few weeks, and we got to see Kevin Owens, so at least they give KO something to do. And, everybody's favorite, Corey Graves. So, of course, the show that also killed it because at least Pat McAfee adds more emotion rather than good commentary sometimes. But at least the emotion. You see the guy loves what he's doing.
Yeah, McAfee sells it, yeah.
Exactly. He sells it legit. But, Paul mentioned, the man opens the show. The brand new SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, addresses the WWE Universe. Like you said, she comes out. The pop, huge. Everybody loves that she's back. And she was addressing the WWE Universe. She said, hey, what, I'm back. One of the hardest moments that I had to deal with in my life was when I gave up my Raw Women's Championship, but I did it. I knew that I will have to come back stronger. I've been training. I've been pursuing this, ever since I did that. I had my kid, all legit. But now, I'm back and I did what I had to do. I just used that opportunity. I saw the opportunity there. I was prepared and I did it. So what do you think so far? Because you said up to this point, legit.
Yeah, and they were into her. She's like, WWE, it's all about, knowing when the moment is right, when to strike. And she's like, my moment was right there, my opportunity. She didn't, say these words, but it was pretty much like Sasha Banks was done. Hey, Becky, do you want to come back now? Sure. Boom. So she stepped right into that opportunity, right into the title match. And, in the world of kayfabe, she kind of used a dirty-handed trick, but she said it perfectly. She's like, if you guys, thought that, or she said that she's sorry, but then she's like, no, just kidding, ha ha ha. And she's like, if you guys thought, I was dirty before and like, did whatever it took to be on top, she's like, now that I, am not just taking care of myself, but I have a child, that depends on me and I need to raise. She's like, no, now I'll do anything to be on top. So it's like,
I'm more aggressive than ever.
But the crowd loved it. They didn't like boo her. So it's like what she's saying and did was definitely a heel. That isn't a good guy, but it's it's a bad guy. But it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe if I was in her shoes, I would do the same thing.
Exactly, and that is going to make it very complicated for like WWE to actually turn her heel completely. So they're going to have to.
I think they're doing it because they will still need to and have to push Bianca as a babyface, but they're like, we want to bring Becky Lynch back so she can be like an in between.
Yeah, I mean, like according to reports, she's going to be a full-fledged heel, but like it's like you said, the crowd loves her, so it's going to be hard to like really think of her as a heel. But you're right. So then Bianca comes out also, like, because she needed, like, out of all of us, she needed more of an answer for what happened. So she says, how about we have a match right now? And up to that point, it's like, maybe, but, like, we were all thinking this is going to happen, maybe Extreme Rules. And, of course, they have to ruin it because Selena comes out. She wants a match. Then Carmella comes out. Also, she wants a match. And then Liv Morgan comes out. She wants a match. So all the women's division outside of Toni Storm come out. And it all turns out that Becky Lynch completely blows all of them off. Bianca goes like, hey, let's have the match, you and me. That's the money match. At least she's selling it like that. And Becky Lynch goes, no. Nope, I'm not doing it. Bye. And, of course, in WWE fashion, this becomes into like a number one contenders fatal four-way. At least to me, it wasn't a tag match, so I will have to say that. And they did it in like an elimination way, so I was okay with it for the little bit that it was.
Yeah, and let's just go through the whole thing, and I'll give my whole opinions on the whole
thing.
Like,
the first one eliminated Selena. Why you brought this woman back? Or like, no, let's flip it up. Why you bring yourself to this, knowing that the way that they're gonna treat you? It's like no, it's like it's the second time in a relationship. You know how it was. It's never gonna get better. So then also Liv Morgan eliminated Carmella, and then we got to see Bianca and Carmella. Like this was good though. This interaction.
Bianca and Liv.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Bianca and Liv. Thank you, Paul. Bianca and Liv. This was good because why? Like we haven't seen these two fighting. It was kind of like a first time, and Liv tried her hardest. She did everything she could, like a lot of counters. She tried to overpower, like use the quickness over like the strength on Belair. So it was enjoyable, I think, and that's Liv. Like she's asking for an opportunity. Give me a chance. I can prove myself. But in the end, Paul, like you said, KOD 1, 2, 3. There you go, a little bit of cake for everybody. And there you go, Bianca Belair. Like so, we go from point 8. You got to drag me all the way to like in a circle to get to point 8 one more time.
Yeah, I mean, it was like you said. It was just let's take all these women, throw them in this match, do all this thing, but still to just give us what we would have just got without the interruption. And I do like the interaction with Liv because that was the longest part of the match was the one-on-one between the two of them, and Liv looked good. But see, this could be something where Liv Morgan could be feuding with Toni Storm right now. This could be, let's do something with Toni Storm. We don't want to put Toni Storm right in the main event yet. Liv, they can have a feud, get each other over or whatever. And, Zelina and Carmella, they're both bitches. They're both like, oh, look at us, we're hot. Put them in a tag team so they can be in the tag division with Tegan and, Shotzi and, Carmella. Yeah, not Carmella. Natalya and Tamina. Yeah, all the so then we have a little bit of a division here. Okay, something to work with because to me they're both non-credible in the singles division.
No,
the two of them, so done. But just give me Becky and Bianca. Because she said the line she said to Becky. So you want to talk about stepping in and getting opportunities, all this stuff. She's like, well, I gave you one at SummerSlam, so how about you give me one right now? So then it's like, okay, to me, it's easy enough, book the rematch because Becky's gonna win. Becky's not gonna drop it.
Yeah, it's not gonna drop the title anytime soon. So she's gonna make Bianca chase her until the point that we know what's going on with Sasha Banks. We know, really where she stands. If she's gonna be away, something has to happen. But like you said, absolutely right. So let's go to like the next segment, and this is Paul Heyman because everybody's saying that Heyman is in between now. It's like when you see those memes that like you see Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and then you see Dominic with the face of Paul Heyman is like they're fighting for the custody of Paul Heyman or whatever. So like Paul Heyman is like no, there's nothing here to worry about. Like I'm loyal to like Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, and it's like if you excuse me, I'm just gonna like prepare the family celebration that we're gonna have. So and the Lord was locked. So you see, like like maybe a little bit of distrust here. The Usos come out. Jimmy and Jay will ooze. What the hell is like? Did you know that Brock Lesnar was gonna be there? What's going on, man? Are you gonna like betray Jesus? And also, why did you tell us to in the match with John Cena to go to the back? And he's like, I didn't do that. It was Roman Reigns that did it. So you see dissension. You see a little bit of like cracks in the relationship between Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. So we'll see. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this was good because, they grilled him, and Heyman just looks like such a little, like, he just looks like such a little wimp. You know what I mean? Like, to these guys, he's not that big, proud, cocky, like ECW Paul Heyman. He's just such a little wimp, and, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, no, it wasn't me, and they're grilling him, and then they're like, oh, okay, cool. And then they're all, like, smiling, and yee, and they're all, like, legit with him. But it's like they're still at the, if he looks the wrong way, they're going to turn on Heyman because, they don't trust him. Obviously, his ties to Brock. So
exactly. So we'll see. We'll see like what's going on there. That's at least the beginning of that dissension story. Let's go to the next one, and that's Cesaro going against Chad Gable because the Alpha Academy is still looking good on SmackDown. They're still unbeatable, and that's thanks to like the way that they've been portraying Otis. Cesaro, legit at least for 1 month, and then all of a sudden goes back. To like the way that Cesaro always been, like Super Saiyan 1 month, and then go back to like the mid card, or like not even we don't have plans for you. This match was not even like the 3-4 minutes. Otis like interrupted the disqualification. Big splash, like really credible, like devastating to Cesaro. So like the feud is still between these guys, and they did this because like later on we're going to see where the Street Profits are going to go. So you see Otis is still legit, and this is the way that we feel when we saw the whole show. The whole show is like this, That's how we feel.
That's our face when Nick Khan said that
4 hour roll.
Yeah, 4 hour roll.
4 hour roll. Yep, exactly. It's like, it will be so beneficial. It will do so much better if Monday Night Raw will be 4 hours. Who the fuck is gonna be watching 4 hours? Who in the fucking hell is gonna be watching 4 hours of that garbage? I'd rather see the other type of garbage that they play 12 songs. But anyway, so Paul, what did you think?
I mean, I like this because if it's a legit feud between these two, as in Otis and Cesaro, I think it'll be badass. And even if Otis goes over, that is a really good push for Otis. Exactly. What if Otis, boom, he goes against Intercontinental Champion Otis. To me, Mandy Rose, Money in the Bank, having that was badass. But to me, I think this is way better if they.
I guess how to solidify Otis, it will look better. So I'm all for it. Give the guy, like you said, a title, make him look even more.
And if he does go over Cesaro in this feud, it's like, what do you do with Cesaro? That sucks. I mean, it does, but But that's Cesaro. That's the sky for him. That's the limit. Now it's like that's it. That's the ceiling right there for him. Let's go to another one that like all of a sudden like that's how luck sometimes can play for you. Hey, he was a bum, no money, so no women wants to be with me. But hey, he went to Vegas like because he was around SummerSlam and all of that, and all of a sudden he's rich again. He won a few like games. Now he's all of a sudden Cameron Grimes. All of the money, so now he wants for being a bum to happy Baron Corbin, and this is just a terrible, terrible storyline. It's a segment that is worthless, is not needed on TV. If I'm watching a pro wrestling show, am I supposed to get wrestling here? Matches? No, I get a whole boring, lengthy promo of this trash that like I make all this money. Big E comes out and then he tries to buy the Money in the Bank briefcase pool. He offers $20,000, $30,000, all the way to like $100,000. And no, I will not do that. Well, he's like, oh, you might lose this. Look, you might try to cash in and you'll lose. Oh, like you? And I go, so what? Is there something to say here? Paul? Do you want to add something for the love of God? No, this went on way too long. I didn't care about this at all. Corbin's whole new gimmick. I mean, it was funny when he was like sad and pathetic. And I feel like they cashed in too quick on him being like, oh, now I'm rich. And like you said, this is literally Cameron Grimes. We'll literally see this on Tuesday. So this feels even worse. And we already hate Corbin to begin with. Now you give him a gimmick we've already seen. Exactly. That's literally, that should be the thumbnail. That should be no.
What am I watching?
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean this sucks. And Big E, I mean he's good in the ring and
you do something.
But like I don't know, I feel like Big E's so stale. That Money in the Bank briefcase is cursed.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, when was the last time? Probably what, like 2012, 2013, when Randy Orton had it. Maybe that's when like it meant something. But like that was not good. And in the end, no interaction. They didn't touch each other. They didn't do anything. So let's go to Edge. So I went to that place. Paul, that like we gotta thank Edge because Gangrel was supposed to be on Dynamite. On Wednesday, he was supposed to come out with the Brutes theme song. All right, so no, I'm gonna do it first because I have more of a name. I need the money more because I have 2 girls and all of that. So he screwed Gangrel out of that appearance. He was supposed to be on Dynamite with the Brute thing. No, but anyway, he just like saying that he beat Rollins is all good, and now he has his eyes yet on the Universal Championship. So a lot of people are in this mix now. It's him, Brock Lesnar, and what we're going to go with Smiley said now, yeah? Here's another one that got like a tooth cleaning, legit, like, I guess it was a deep one, so that's why, like, he's like, hey, thank you, Edge, for like everything that you did for me. Now I realize that I got to go to that place that you went for me to actually go and aspire to win the Universal Championship. So you see, like, I mean, these two are going to still feud him, but not with themselves. I think they're going to be part of something big.
Yeah, and then maybe Rollins is going to kind of go back to like the Architect.
Yes.
I feel like he's going to shed this gimmick. Maybe, okay, let's do the blonde streak in the hair again. Let's get just like the black pants, like the glove, all that, like, the badass, Architect. And, to me, that would be great. That's what I think he needs to go to because that was the best Seth Rollins, and everything. So, I mean, I'm good with that. And like you said, all these guys in the mix. Maybe Lesnar is going to be the number 1 guy. That's the next contender for the next pay-per-view, Extreme Rules, maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's even Lesnar for a big one, like a Survivor Series. Survivor Series is coming up, or Royal Rumble.
For Crown Jewel.
Or Crown Jewel, because I still think The Rock is a possibility at WrestleMania. Yes. I still believe that's a possibility. Exactly. So, but now you can maybe do Edge versus Finn Balor. That would be a badass match nobody's really ever seen before. So, actually, really nobody has ever seen before.
And that will be something, again, like no one will see it. It's actually very appealing and appetizing. We want to see that. Exactly.
And those two guys want to work with each other.
Yeah, bro, I'm sure Balor will take care of him too, so it will be fine. And then now let's go with something nobody wants to see. Also, like our Intercontinental Champion, he wins the championship, and without McAfee, this looks always stale because at least the dancing makes it a little better. Like you said, Rick Booz is right there, and he goes into a match against the Dirty Dogs, so completely dead. This show was absolutely complete miss. It was a missed opportunity that started out hot, but then it went down also like completely cold. Ice polar cold, but it was just terrible. We got to see Apollo Crews and Colonel Aziz, but that's our face, like that. That's like the teeth cleaning that like Seth Rollins just got. So it was just bad. And in the end, Rick Booz gets like the pin, and also like Nakamura doesn't even get the pin, but like the fact that like he's pinning Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, what a shame. But there was something that started playing after that.
Yeah, and like you said, they don't sell boogs because at least McAfee's like, yee, like he loves it, and then they all just sit there quiet. They sit there quiet, and then you hear Michael Cole go, "I know you love this, Corey." And Corey goes, "I'm so shocked I see this in person. I don't know what to say." I'm like, no, they all absolutely hate it. They all think it sucks, but no, and it sucks too that Nakamura couldn't get the pin decisively. Boom, knock fucking Ziggler's head off. Kinshasa pin, look dominant. No, Rick Boogs has to get the hot tag. Like again, I mean, it sucks. Like you said, awful.
It sucks, exactly right. So like let's go to like the Tribal Chief. He's like actually walking to the dressing room. His locker room.
You open the door for me.
It's like and then you see, it's like you see like it's like when you don't know what you're standing with a guy with like a partner or something, and he's like, are you gonna open the door? And he's like, oh yeah. Opens it, and he's like, are you not gonna come in? Oh yeah. Tribal Chief. So like like we see a little bit of this, and that is not dissension, it's just confusion. He's like, you don't know. Like
Heyman is so beside himself. He's acting so like, because normally he would just open the door. Roman would walk in. He would follow him. Yeah, like you said, it's all, he shook, and, his paranoia and like them suspecting him is making it look like it's, maybe he is with Lesnar, and that's the whole game they're playing.
Exactly. So now let's go to Naomi. Naomi is actually another member of the SmackDown roster. Like they quietly moved her there just because, the Usos and all of that. They actually wanted her to be part of the bloodline at some point. I know they're going to do that. But then you see like dissension with the Sonya Deville because she's like, where should I get a match? I need somebody. I thought it was going to be Toni Storm, but no. Like Sonya blows her off, like done. Nothing. So we'll see. Maybe Sony's going to be the.
I mean,
opponent.
you got to do her and Tony. That's like the battle of the cakes.
Oh, man, and that and that's like chocolate and vanilla. So yeah,
Yeah,
why not?
exactly.
You get two flavors for that. So let's do that exactly. So let's move on to the Mysterios. It's like, oh, mijo. It's like, you're fucking it up, all right? It's like, brother, get the fuck out of the house. Like it's time.
Time to fly, mijo.
Time to fly, mijo. It's like, I'm tired of the Eddie references. You're my kid, but like you're more like Eddie. Like, so like, get the fuck out of here. So bye. So he leaves and he has a match. It was a surprise entrance, but it was supposed to be Sami Zayn, and it was good, decent. And the good thing is like Sami actually got the win because again, we said like, what's next for the Mysterios? Well, it seems that what is next is like they're going to split up. And you see Ray comes out. He doesn't really have faith in the kid and all of that. 619, poorly executed, I guess for Ray. But then, like the Haluva kick, 1, 2, 3. And Sami Zayn gets the win. And Dominic is really pissed at Ray because, like, oh, you don't have faith in me. You don't trust me. So,
Like I said, if they are going to set up a match between the two of them, I feel like it's too early. But maybe not. It has to. Mania. You got to do it. Come on, you at least owe Rey Mysterio that much to do it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and don't do it for the hype. Do it for the stuff that he's done for the business.
Yeah.
Don't be like Kurt Angle.
Do it for the merch. How many masks did he sell? How many T-shirts did he sell?
At some point, like when Ray didn't actually come back to the WWE, they wanted to set the world record of like most people wearing a mask. And I mean, now with COVID, you can. That's a really like dark joke, but but like I mean, like with a Rey Mysterio mask, let's put that there. But that's what they gave us. So we'll see some dissension between father and son. So it is time. Let's have the celebration. The family celebration, and he's like, okay, let's do it. It's ready. So are you with me or not? So again, confusion, like you said, beside himself, shooken, all of that. Like, he's like, we don't really know where he stands. But again, this picture says it all. I like this. And, that's what you said. Remember when
look at it. Look, he looks like, so.
Oh, he doesn't even want to do it. Yeah, he's like completely.
He looks like, it's like when you make like a little 5-year-old kid do something they don't want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but I mean, everybody holding the title is really cool. Yeah. I gotta admit. I mean, he got a good promo here. Just mentioning how he beat John Cena. Everything thought that like they were gonna like John Cena was gonna be the one that like will get the 17-time championship and then he will beat Roman Reigns, but no, in the end it didn't happen. But Finn Balor comes out, and to everybody's surprise, because like you said, everybody was waiting for Brock Lesnar, but in the end it happened to be Finn Balor, and he says, well, this time is like I'm not gonna wait again because John Cena signs the contract. So it's like I was thinking of challenging you for Extreme Rules, but you know what? I might as well just do it a little quicker, and I'm challenging you for next week. Because it's Jacksonville, Jacksonville, Florida, that's what AEW pretty much does the shows and everything. And, just pretty much, the match was not official, but then we got to see like the Usos and Roman attacking Finn Balor. And I remember I said about the Street Profits, there you go, there they are. So that they're going to be the number one contenders, or the ones that are going to be feuding the Usos are going to be the Street Profits. So there you go. We get to see that. And, right there, Big Dog or like Tribal Chief Finn Balor. Are they going to have the match? I mean, if they do, yeah, cool, but he's not going to win. So, one more time, Finn Balor, in my eyes, completely, wasted. And, another ones that Finn Balor is being ripped off.
Yeah, I mean, I did say some stuff earlier. Balor versus Edge would be so good, and maybe that's what we're going to see, because maybe Edge comes out, but then it's the same thing. Oh, it's just you're replacing Cena with Edge, but then, I don't know. Again, you don't know. Are they doing Brock? Or is that Crown Jewel? We don't really know. The one thing about this, though, is at least it's intriguing because you have all these people going after him. You have Balor, Edge, Rollins, Lesnar. You have 4 guys going after Roman. That's
4 main event guys,
and that's a good mix. Like you said, it's not like it's Corbin and Chad Gable. You know what I mean? And Bobby Roode. It's like, no, this is 4 legit. This is 4 legit top guys. So at least the main event's interesting, and the whole thing with Paul Heyman. What if Heyman, jumps in and is like, oh, I'm going to manage Finn Balor now? I mean, I think that would be dumb, but, it's like there could be something, a complete swerve from all of this. Who maybe him and Seth Rollins. Maybe he's like, screw you. I'm going to go with, the art, back with, to Rollins or something, You never know. It makes it interesting, at least.
Exactly. So at least that's what we have. Yeah. So this was SmackDown family. Thank you so very much, to every single one of you for watching. We hope you did a great job. And, just help us out, subscribing, hit the bell for notifications, give the video a like so more people are exposed to the original rubric. And where else can they find us, Paul?
And make sure you follow us, Rope Break, on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, the original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the original Rope Break.
You and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...